Okay, there's just too many buttons that I gotta hit to make all that stuff go away. So, hi, I'm back. It's been a while since I've streamed for some live coding, but hopefully it's just like falling off a bike. Scars that will last you well into your older years. But I am here, and we are going to have some fun. The main purpose of this is to kind of show how we can do different things using Tabnine, and then use this stuff for some how-to content that I'm going to produce. But yeah, we're using StreamYard, and they've got some cool new features. Like I was able to put this like rock music on during like the beginning that I, knock on wood, will not get sued for. They provided it. But then you have to like hit all of these buttons. I need like one button to rule them all. But yeah, so every week, every Tuesday, I'm going to be coming at you live, doing something new with Tabnine, and I might not know what that's going to be ahead of time. So if you see me around, if you're on the Tabnine LinkedIn page, if you comment on any of these videos, or you just shout out at me like on Twitter, I'm at It's Aydrian. But really just like anywhere, and I'll probably see it. Just shout out at the Tabnine Twitter as well. I listen to that as well. But I've decided for this week, we are going to tackle creating a Chrome extension, which I have never done before, which should be fun. But I've attended a lot of hackathons, and I've seen a lot of really cool things that students have created that involved Chrome extensions. I am a recently converted Arc guy now, but it runs on Chrome, so so that should work as well. So I'm actually in Arc right now. Connecting on LinkedIn, you're welcome to follow me. I don't connect with a lot of people if I don't like actually meet them in real life. But there's going to be stuff that I post everywhere, and you can watch out on the Tabnine blog for my different blog posts. So I just published one using Helm charts, which is new to me. But you can go to the Tabnine blog and see that, how we use Tabnine to help us with Helm charts to run Tabnine. It's pretty interesting. Worked with some of our engineers on that. And then before that, how we could use Tabnine to work with Prisma. And then before that, how we could use Tabnine to work with React, which came out shortly after I got back from React Rally in Park City. So hopefully this is going to spur more. I mean, that's the plan. More of these blog posts, contents, things like that. And yeah, you can listen for them. Yeah, so let's just get into it. So let's switch over so you can see my screen. The other cool thing about StreamYard that's new is you can kind of create your own little layouts. And since I'm using one of the new MacBook Pros that doesn't have like the 16:9 screen, I think it's like 16:10. I was able to come up with this cool little setup to where like I'm still here, but I'm not blocking anything, and the main content's going to be on here. So like I said earlier, and feel free to ask any Tabnine questions along the way. I'm here to answer them. If I can't answer them, I will point you to someone who can. So what I have done is I just kind of opened up VS Code. So VS Code is my choice. You can choose to use whatever IDE you want. We support all the JetBrains. We support, of course, VS Code, NeoVim if you're one of those Vim users, and I think VS Studio 2002. I probably missed some, but for the sake of what I'm going to be doing, we're going to use VS Code because that's the thing that got me to stop using Atom, I think. So pretty comfortable with it. And for today, we're going to be using the Claude 3.5 Sonnet model. We have a variety of models that you can use, including Tabnine Protected. If you work someplace that's really worried about privacy and protection, that one's going to get you handled. If you are more of a GPT person, we got 4.0, and there's also Command R Plus, which we recently upgraded because we used to support Command R, and we had some people out at Oracle World, repping Command R Plus with Tab9. So, I'm going to stick with Sonnet. So yeah, so let's get into it. Again, we're going to be creating a Chrome extension. It's really, I don't want to say hard, but interesting to come up with demos. So for things that are not going to be like too easy, but oh wow, we get comments from Twitter that come in here. That's interesting. Yeah, so we're going to be creating a Chrome extension. I've never done this before. I consider myself a full stack engineer. I did graduate with a computer science degree, but full stack didn't exist back then. So a lot of what I do is self-taught. I do a lot with JavaScript, a lot of TypeScript. I can also do like some Python and Rust and some other things. I can be dangerous with all languages, can't we all? So what I'm going to do is I am going to talk to Tabnine like it's a seasoned developer. And so I'm just going to ask questions. So let's get it started off. So I'm just going to say, how do I create a Chrome extension? Let's see what it has to say. Okay. To create a Chrome extension, you'll need to follow these general steps. Create a new directory for your extension. Create a manifest file in your extension directory. This file is crucial as it contains important information about your extension. Here's a basic example. Create an HTML file for your extension's pop-up. Okay. Create a JavaScript file, popup.js, to add functionality to your pop-up. Okay. Neat. You'll want to include a background script, add it to your manifest. So this is our little servers worker. And okay, so that's fun, background script. To load your extension in Chrome, open Chrome, go to Chrome extensions, enable development mode, cool. All right, so this could really walk me through just doing like a very general one, like really quickly. So remember, this is a very basic setup. Depending on what you want your extension to do, you might need to add more files, permissions, and functionality. The specific implementation will depend on your extension's purpose. And then I always like to check and see like what the kind of generated next question is. So what are the necessary steps to debug and test my Chrome extension? Ooh, so I do want to do that. So I don't want to just create an extension, put it out there. I do want to create unit tests for it. I'm hoping that Tab9 will help me with unit tests. We do have this little hourglass here is our test agent, which does a good job. But what I'm noticing is, this is just plain HTML. This is just plain JavaScript. But I want to be able to write this in TypeScript because I like types. And what else? I feel like there's a lot of JavaScript here. I'm a React developer, so I'd also like to be able to put this together using React components. I might be overcomplicating this a bit for what I'm going to do, which I guess I haven't said yet. So my idea is to create a strong password generator. So if anybody uses 1Password, there's one of those built into it. So I'm not going to build anything new. This is all for the experience. So that's kind of, my goal here is to build something that will allow me to generate a strong password and kind of model it off of what 1Password gives us. I don't intend on publishing this. This is probably not going to make me a millionaire, but I think it's going to be a fun exercise for how we can do a Chrome extension. Okay, so this is good. One thing I want to do is I'm curious about the background script. So I'm going to ask it another question about that. What does the background script do? All right. So the background script is an important component of Chrome extension that runs in the background and manages various aspects of the extension's functionality. Here are some key points about the background scripts. Persistent presence. Background script runs continuously from when the extension is installed or browser is started until the extension is disabled or the browser is closed. Makes it ideal for tasks that need to be performed regardless of whether extension's UI is open. Event listening. Background scripts can listen for browser events and extension-specific events. Okay. So add a listener to the tabs. Sure. State management, API access. So background scripts have access to all the Chrome extension APIs, allowing them to interact with browser functionalities. Communication hub, act as a central point of communication between different parts of your extension. Pop-up, context scripts. Okay. Okay, interesting. Long-running tasks. Okay, things that are run in the background. Context menus, they can create and manage context menu items. Badge updates. Okay, that's interesting. Alarm management. See, it's important to note that with Manifest 3, background scripts are implemented as service workers, which means they are not constantly running, but are event-driven and can be terminated and restarted by the browser. All right. When developing your extension, you'll use the background script for tasks that need to be performed independently of the user interface, or for centralizing logic that's shared across different parts of your extension. Okay, so we may or may not need that. So, okay, back to, I want this to use, I want to be able to write in TypeScript so I can have types. And I also want to use React. So I'm just going to ask it, can I do, let's see, can I create an extension using TypeScript and React? Absolutely. Claude Sonnet is so expressive. So absolutely, you can create a Chrome extension using TypeScript and React. This combination can provide you with a more robust development experience thanks to TypeScript's static typing and React's component-based architecture. Here's a general outline of how you might set this up. Okay, cool. So we'll create your project, new directory, new npm init, install the necessary dependencies. So we got our TypeScript, we got our types, we got Webpack, and some loaders. And then it tells us how to configure the tsconfig and set up the project structure. So that's pretty nice. Let's see. Basic manifest file, and we can see that that manifest is inside of the source. I thought that was somebody talking about our last FM. Okay. Let's see. Create your React component. So we got a pop up. That's nice. An entry point. The simple background script. Okay. And set up Webpack config. Okay. So this looks really nice. We can build it. We can do all of this. And it sets up a project because I know eventually we're going to need to set up tests, right? And so if we were just doing like, JavaScript files and HTML and things like that, it's kind of a weird ecosystem. Maybe not. But this will create a dist folder with your compiled extension. Okay, I like that. Then you can add it, load it as an unpacked extension. Great. So we're still on the right track. I just have one little change. it's using Webpack, and I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of Vite now. So typically I do a lot of React applications, and they have switched to Vite. And so instead of Webpack, let's see if we can use Vite. So can we use Vite instead of Webpack? And you have to remember that with tab 9, the chat conversation is the context. So I'm not having to repeat things over and over again. I don't have to repeat things over and over again. I can just continue my conversation, and that's all part of the context that it's going. So let me go ahead and do this. I see a file. Am I wrong, or did the previous version of tab 9 no longer on VS Code? I think we missed a word. But I'm using VS Code right now with tab 9. I am on, I guess I am on the current version. So I'd love to hear more about that. Okay, so let's take a look and see what it says. It's probably, absolutely, there we go. I should really like see if I can change Claude's like attitude, like make it like emo or something. I don't know. All right, so absolutely using Vite instead of or Vite. Oh my gosh, nobody yell at me for switching back and forth. I also say SQL and SQL whenever it feels popular. No, whenever I want to do it. Absolutely using Vite. Did it again. Absolutely using Vite instead of Webpack can provide a faster and more streamlined development experience. Vite is known for its quick startup time and hot module replacement. Here's how you can set up a Chrome extension project using TypeScript, React, and Vite. Vite. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be subconscious about it now. So this time, okay. So this is a good question. I'll go ahead and just take a moment to answer this. There was another version that was blue and purple color instead of red. Did it get removed or not? It's the same version. The red is our new colors. So if, our new brand colors. So if you go to tabnine.com, you'll see that we're not using the blue and purple as much. We do still use blue and purple, but the dominant color is this lovely red color, and we are working on making sure it's consistent across the entire application. So you'll see our new brand colors propagate throughout the whole application. But have no fear that it's still tab 9. It's just we've updated the brand colors. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. The steps that we need are create a Vite project, and we can actually use one of their templates. We can use the React.js template, which is nice. That's going to save us some time. Install additional dependencies. So we're adding the Chrome types, and then we're using whatever this CRXJS plugin is. And we can ask about that. So I might do that here in a minute. Update your vite.config ts file. So we're importing in the manifest, and we're using that plugin. Cool. Logo colors are a deal breaker. Were you just in love with the purple? Is that it? The purple still exists. It's just not the dominant color. The logo is actually still the same. And I need to look this up, but the logo is actually, there's like mathematical significance around it. Yeah, so and so I think it actually has a name, but yeah, it means something. And one of these days I'm going to talk about it whenever I dig deeper. But we have a very academic history, so things have meaning. Okay, so here's that config. Here is the manifest. Cool. We'll use all of that. Create background script. Cool. Our app.tsx. So this is I think our first component for the pop-up. See, update the scripts. So this is going to give us a dev mode, a build, and a preview. So that's nice. So we can build the extension, and that will create our dist file to load your extension. So load that using. Oh, here. Well, I didn't have to ask the question. It just did it. Using Vite with this plugin provides several advantages: fast development server with hot module replacement, automatic reloading of the extension when you make changes, simplified configuration compared to Webpack, built-in TypeScript support, optimized production builds. So remember to adjust your manifest.json and add any additional files or permissions as needed for your specific extension requirements. This setup provides a solid foundation for building a Chrome extension with TypeScript, React, and Vite, which you can expand upon based on your extension's functionality. Okay, so I think this is a good starting spot for it. So we will follow that. Oh my gosh. The conversations going on in the chat. We love to see it. I'm not a design person, so just bear with me. Okay, so let's follow this. We need to create our new project. So I am going to copy this and change it. So let's go over here inside my developer file. And so this is going to be, we're going to call it, PassGen Chrome extension. That seems fine. Okay, let's do this. Cool. Oh, there's a patch version. There's always a patch version. I think it's fine. So let's cd into PassGen Chrome extension. Is there anything else we need to do? Okay, let's add the additional dependencies. I feel like this should also be save dev because it's the types. So we'll do that, and then we'll add this on the same line. All right. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. This is the most fun thing about live coding, I think, is waiting for NPM. Well, that's cool. Some deprecated things. Cool. All right, so we did that. Now update your Vite config. All right, so let's open this one. Code dot. And we'll move that over there. Okay. So here is our new workspace. So we'll go over here where our directions are. Update your Vite config.ts file. So let's see what it is now. Cool. So I am just going to copy that and replace what I have in due time. Now we need to create our manifest file. So I'm going to copy that, and let's do. We're going to call that manifest.json. And are you happy now? Kind of happy. Manifest.json. Let's go into the manifest. So we're going to call this Password generator extension. Let's see, version, that's fine. Chrome extension, let's see. Chrome extension that generates secure random passwords. Hey, look at that. Tabnine even helped me with the description. I didn't know what I was going to do with that. Sure, index.html. The service worker, I think we can keep all the rest of this the same. And let's see, create a background script in source background.ts. So let's copy that. Source, new file, background.ts. Paste that in. Lovely. Modify the app.tx for your extensions pop-up. So let's copy that. Let's go over and replace what we have there. What's your problem? Oh, it's declared but never read. I feel like that's like a weird, that's a weird warning, because this is how React works. All right. And now let's see, update the script section of your package.json. So let's think. So scripts, dev, build, and preview. And we got 2 previews now. All right. So that's fine. Oh, trailing comma. All right, now it's fine. Now it's happy. And then build your extension. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll just target this. So we'll do npm run build. Okay, so we do have our dist folder here. That's cool. And so now we can go over to Chrome, and I'll actually open Chrome. I'm sure it will work in Arc, but let's not add any extra problems possibly. So hold on, let me see. We want to go to this URL here. Cool. Come on. We got options. All right. So we're going to turn on developer mode. And find the instructions here. Enable developer mode, click load unpacked, and select the dist folder. All right, here we go. Load unpacked. And we'll go to our Gotta find it. There we go. Pass, and then select the dist folder. Oh, look at that. It's been loaded. Okay. And so now I think it should be up there. So let's go over and take a look at what we got. Don't look at my passwords. I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. Password generator. I'm going to go ahead and pin it so that way we don't have to play this game. Let's unpin that for right now. So if we click on it, hello from React, TypeScript, and Vite. Hey, we made our first Chrome extension. So that was actually pretty fast. I would call that like our planning phase for kind of setting up our environment. So the next thing we want to do is start building this out. And I think now I'm done with this one. So I'm just going to go close that one out. And I didn't close that one out, so that's good. So let's hide this for now. One more thing that I want to do is I want to set this up to use Tailwind. Again, I told you I'm not good at design. So I rely on Tailwind. If you use something else, if you use Sass, I'm sure you can have Tabnine help you with those things as well. So let's go back over here. Again, we're using Claude 3.5 Sonnet. And so I'm going to say, how do I set up this project to use Tailwind CSS? And then it's thinking. I think it's supposed to continue like spinning that thing, but it's not. Give it a minute here. Okay, I'm impatient. I'm going to stop it and try again. All right. How do I set up this project to use Tailwind CSS? Ah, there we go. Faster that time. And okay, to set up Tailwind CSS in your Vite React TypeScript project, you'll need to follow these steps. Install Tailwind CSS and its peer dependencies. So they're big D dependencies, Tailwind post CSS auto prefixer, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up our terminal, and I believe since I'm in here, I can just tell it to say run. Or it will paste it in there, and then I can hit enter. Great. So those got added. Generate the Tailwind CSS configuration files. So again, I'm going to hit run and hit enter. So it created Tailwind CSS config file. It created the post CSS config file. That's good. This will create two files, Tailwind CSS config and post CSS config. Configure your template paths in the Tailwind config.js. Did it really? I was like, do I want that? Do I want those in? I think I want those. Well, it's probably fine. I know I can do this like in TypeScript. So we might go back and change that. This is just nitpicky stuff now. Okay. So let's see. Configure your template paths in TypeScript config. So here's TypeScript config. In content, you can see that it's added index and some source files. So let's just go ahead and select all, say insert. Cool. Create a new CSS file, for example, source index.css, add the Tailwind directives. Okay. So here in our source, well, we do have index.css, don't we? What's inside there? I think this is all just stuff from the template that we can overwrite. Well, thank you for scrolling up. Okay, index.css. So I'm going to get rid of all of this. We're going to say insert and save. Import the CSS file into your main TypeScript file. Do we have a main TypeScript file? We do. Okay. So we're doing import here. Is that what it wanted? All right, I need to put in a ticket for it to like not lose, for it to not lose scroll position whenever I flip back and forth, because that's annoying. Let's see. So we're just doing import CSS. That's fine. You can now start using Tailwind classes in your React components. Cool. And then make sure your Vite config TS includes the necessary plugins, which I believe it does. That was something we got for free. So here's our React. We're using React. After following these steps, your project should be set up to use Tailwind CSS. You can use Tailwind utility classes, yada, 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 yada. What seems to be the issue with many language UI models? Okay. So cool. Let's see. Do we have any? We got class names. Oh, scrolling. Ah, yes. Yeah. If I wasn't trying to get this done in 2 hours, I would write that ticket now. I'll put a little mental note. Okay. That is interesting. It seems to work, but it says the expected type comes from property manifest, which is declared on manifest v3 export options. Let's just see what fix with Tabnine does. Processing your request. So this is using our inline actions. Use manifest as any. Let's see. See, it doesn't like that. I think it's still working. We'll just ignore it for right now. Let's see. I'm just going to ask the question. Can tailwind.config.js be a TypeScript file? Yes. So what do we got? Yes, it can be. You can rename it to tailwind.config.ts and use TypeScript syntax. Here's how the TypeScript version of the configuration would look, maintaining the indentation of the selected code. Oh, it was confused because I was on the wrong file. So I'm just going to go ahead and back that up. And then I'm going to ask my question again. That was interesting. Using a TypeScript configuration file provides better type checking and auto completion for your Tailwind configuration. We love that, which can be especially helpful when working with custom theme extensions or plugin configurations. Remember to update any build scripts or other files that might be referencing. Okay, so let's first go and rename that file. I think it will prompt me. Change things, but cool. So we've renamed that. Is there anything else in? Oh, no, nothing changed there. Nothing changed there. Yeah, so I don't think it really matters anywhere else. So let's go back. Maintain squirrel position, burning it into my brain. So we renamed that, and then we just need to run this update. And then we need to install that. So let's run for our types. Cool. If you're using VS Code, you might need to restart the type server to recognize the new configuration. Yeah. No, I know how to restart the type server. As you can see, it's at the top at the top of my options. So I'm very used to doing that. Cool. So I think we're fine. I think we're fine now with all of this. Let's go ahead and npm run build just to make sure everything's still building. The other thing I didn't do is, so let's actually get rid of this. And then I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to do, is it Command-Shift-I or Command-I? So style this as a header using Tailwind CSS. What? Oh, okay. And then let's see, Alt or Option A to accept. So now we have styles on it. Ooh, it's blue. We don't need this anymore. Oh, force click. When have you ever helped me? So we're going to take out the app.css because we're now using Tailwind. I'm going to save that. We don't need this anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And we do need that one. It's very interesting that, I guess, root. Okay, interesting. Cool. So we've cleaned that up a little bit. I'm going to run the build again. And I don't know if we need to like reload this. Oh, no, it just automatically did it. So here's basically the same thing, but it's blue. So, there's that. Okay. So I think we're ready to start building our generator. So I'm going to hide this. Let's go to our app. And so I'm going to go ahead and start with a new conversation because we've been talking to that one for a long time. And this is kind of a new task. So let's see. How do I want to say this? So now let's go ahead and see like how much it can help us get started with this password generator. So let's see, update the app component to include a strong random password generator feature. Yeah, let's see where that gets us. So here's an updated version of the app component that includes a random password generator feature while maintaining the indentation of the selected code. Thank you for telling me that each time. So what do we got? We've got a header. is already picking up that we're using Tailwind, so that's nice. So it is styling it as we go. So that's one less thing I have to ask. We got an input with the value. We got a button to generate the password. This looks pretty nice. So let's just highlight this part, and we're going to go ahead and insert that. And as you can see, it's mad here, but we're not finished. So note this code snippet assumes you've added the necessary state and function for generating the password. You'll need to add the following at the beginning of your app component. So here is our state. So we do need state. And we're going to need to import that from React. And then here is our generate password function. So we have our function here. We'll throw that one in as well. Cool. Also, don't forget to import the use state hook. Okay, yeah, we took care of that. Cool. Oh, here's a good question that it generated for us. How does the random password generator function work? The random password generator function works as follows. Defines a string chars containing all possible characters for the password, initializes an empty string new password, runs a loop 16 times for a 16-character password. Each iteration selects a random character from the chars using math.random, adds the character to the password. Finally, updates the password state with the newly generated password. Okay, so let's go take a look. I think I'm going to have to tell it to generate it again. Cool. Let's go over here. Let's click on this. So we've got an issue with the size. So let's generate password. Generate password. All right, these are indeed passwords. So let's make this look a little nicer. Okay. So we'll highlight this, and I'm going to say, center this div horizontally and vertically on the page with a on the page, and I'm going to say add some padding to the page. Let's see what that does. I could have set it to the div like it was saying. So here's the updated code, centering and padding applied. Ooh, that's a lot. What did it do? Let's see what the show diff does. Okay, well, not great. So we flex, justify center, middle, min height is the screen, and we added padding of 4. Okay, so I like that. I'm going to insert it. I'm going to save it. I know there's a way that we can probably do a watch. So let's close that. Ooh, okay, so that looks a little better. We're getting there. All right. Not bad. But like, what are we going to be able to do with it? Let's go ahead and add a copy button. I think it'd be nice if there was a copy button right next to the input. So let's go back over. I'm going to highlight this again, just so I can make sure it's focusing just on this. So add a copy button next to the password input field. Yeah. This is also a new feature where it helps you. It will help you out when you're creating your prompts. So that's really nice. Like, I didn't have to think too hard about what to say to that. Cool. And so with all of that highlighted, I'm going to just say insert. Is there anything else we need to do? All right. So let's go ahead and rebuild it. Oh. And ooh, here's our copy button. And that actually looks pretty nice. So let's generate a password. Hit copy. And see if it will paste somewhere. So that seems to work. That's cool. All right. So we got our password generator. We got where it generates a password. I think I would like it to start automatically with a password. So I don't want to have to hit that generate password button the first time. So let's go in and say, this time I'm going to do the whole app. And I'm going to say, update this component. So the password is pre-filled with a randomly generated. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. So let's see what it's doing. Let's see what the diff shows. Oh, okay. Okay, so the first change, well, it took out the special characters. We don't want to take that. I see what it's doing. So instead of setting the password here, it's returning it. So that way, whenever we set up the use state, we can initialize it with a generated password. And then on click, we're saying set password with generate password. So these are just a couple of the changes that it's going to make. But I don't like this change, so I'm not going to do that. So let's go up, and I'm just going to kind of piecework this in. So this is going to be return new password. Okay. And then here we are going to initiate it with the generate password function. Nope. What's your problem? Oh, do I need to move? Oh, we got a scope problem. Let's move that underneath here. There we go. So yeah, we're doing that. And so now we just need to change this on click. Not that one. This one. All right. That looked good. Cool. So let's go ahead and check it out. And so now I'm gonna refresh too. Cool. So that's working. And then we're gonna hit generate password. It will create another one. Nice, nice. It's coming along. This is too big. So let's do some updates here. What do we got? 3XL. Let's take it down. Let's go to that. I don't like this shadow, this box here. I feel like I could just take that out. So I'm going to take this div out. Not everything has to be done using the AI. We do remember how to do some things. Take that out. Let's see. Let's see. Can this project run the build command not successfully when files are saved? Based on the package.js, there isn't a built-in function automatically. However, you can set up a file watcher. I just wondered if like dev did something. Okay. I mean, we could definitely go back and set that up. I was just wondering if it already was done. I don't remember if I built it, so I'm going to build it again. We'll take a look. Ooh, okay. Well, that was apparently important. So undo. Interesting. Well, I'm going to take out the shadow and the rounded piece. I think the rest of it we can kind of leave. It's probably fine. All right. It's like, do I even need that anymore? Let's do this. I'm tired of moving that twice. We're going to move that over here. Cool. So now, all right. So that looks better. Yeah. Okay. So this is moving right along. One thing I'd like to add is the ability to see how strong the password is. So let's go back here, and I'm going to highlight the function. And let's see, add a password strength indicator that checks the password strength based on the I'm gonna see what it comes up with. So add a password strength indicator that checks the password strength. Okay, there's a lot here. And I realize that I'm growing this file, and we're using React, so we can have components. So let's take a look and see what's going on. Here is the function for checking password strength. Get strength label, password strength label, the color. And then, okay. So let's take a look at the overall. This modification adds a password strength indicator to the existing code. Here's what's been added. Check password strength function that evaluates the password based on length, presence of lowercase and uppercase letters, numbers, and special characters. A get strength label function, which turns a descriptive label for the password strength. Calculation of password strength and corresponding label. Visual indicator of the password strength, including a color-coded label and a progress bar. The new elements are inserted before the generate password button, maintaining the overall structure of the component. Cool. So this is nice, but I think I want this to be its own component. So I'm going to see if it can help me with this. Can we make the what did we call? What is it called? Strength indicator its own component? Certainly. I'll create a separate oh, did it create it within the app component? Yeah, it did. Okay, so I'm gonna back up. So this is a handy thing. You can always remove request and a response, and so I'm gonna phrase it a little different. Can we make the strength indicator its own component in a new file? Certainly, I'll create a new component for the strength indicator in a separate file. Here's how we can modify the existing component to use the new password strength indicator component. Cool. So what I want to do is I'm going to go down here. And so here's, let's create a new file called password strength indicator.ts x with the following. So I'm going to go down here, and I believe there is a create new file. Great. And then I think whenever I save it, it will prompt me for a name. Save. There we go. That made it happier. But what is sadness? So this is, it's declared, but its value is never read. And what's going on here? We're missing something. Expected. What's going on? So we got React from React. See, that one it's fine with. You know what? That might be. Yep. Somehow it got .tsx.ts. That's bad. All right. Okay, cool. So now we have this. I'm going to also, let's do a new folder. We're going to call it components. And I'm going to move this in here. Move. And let's go back to tab 9, because now we should be able to import this into our app. So import password strength indicator. All right. And we'll go down here and find, here it is, as password. Okay, so I guess that's fine. I thought we were going to have to like connect it to, it was going to connect it to that input in some way, but I guess it is connected. It's connected by using state. So we should be able to put this in right here. Yeah, right between the button. All right. Nope, got to build it. All right. And so now, oh, so this one is very strong. Very strong. Let's see. Oh, not as strong. Oh, well, that's, I want people to be able to type themselves. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Read only. Let's take that out. Because I think people should be able to adjust the password. Did I just run it? Okay, I guess I didn't. Build. Oops. Oh, now I did it. Oh my gosh. We'll fix it in post. All right, so we build it. Take a look here. Make the let's see, make the password field editable. So what do we got here? Let's see, is show diff going to be helpful? So change. So we got on click. Wait. No, there is no on change. Okay. So we have a value, but we need the on change to go with it. Wow, it's been so long since I've done this that that should have been something easy that I remembered. I'm glad it was here to remind me. What? You got target that value. See what fix with Tabnine has to say. It might be a type thing. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know why that's so. Set password. Value does not on. I wonder if it's one of those things that it's just, let's build it. Still not editable. Oh. Oh, because I put it on the wrong thing. I wondered why it was updating the button. It's because, yeah. So here. Nope. All right. So now, let's build it. Yeah. Thank you. Cool. So if we open this back up, oh, it's getting less strong as we go. Very weak. So password is weak. Password 1, 2, 3, weak. Strong. Okay. So I like that. Generate. Sometimes it just does a strong one. It's very interesting. We can still copy. All right. So we got a little detour there, but I think we're coming along. So let's add a feature. Ooh, that's a good feature. Add a feature that allows the user to set a custom password length. So this is for the generated version. So it's going to add password length with an input. Looks like it's going to be a number type. So I think we're going to get a slider. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit insert. And let's build that. Oh, a slider would be cooler. So it doesn't work when changing it. Interesting. Less strong. So let's also say let's see, regenerate regenerate password when length is changed. Oh, yeah. So it's kind of like the number box. I'm guessing you need to supply a range. I see a range in here. So we got min 64, 4 to 64. Yeah, I just thought that was like, I thought it was like a regular number thing, but. All right. Let's insert that. We're still good. Generate that. Go back over. And it only goes down to 4. So that's nice. We can keep saying it to generate more. All right. Let's add a feature to decide whether or not we want to use symbols. So add a feature. Oh, I like this. Add a feature that allows the user to customize the password character set, including numbers, special characters, and uppercase letters. So this might just hit it all with one shot. Let's see if I can scroll. So what we're doing is we're updating the generate password function. It's not letting me scroll. There we go. Cool. So let's go ahead and insert that. Save. Rebuild. Ooh, okay, so it's not the prettiest. Does it? That seems a little wonky. Let's see. Type equal checkbox. And then we're running generate password. I think it just so happened that it did not. I think we have a race case here, where it's like it's not doing it on that first time that it's hit. So like here it regenerated it, but it didn't include any numbers. So yeah. Okay. Okay. So one thing I want to do is I feel like we've mixed the generate stuff too much into the regular app. And I want to try to pull that logic out. So let's just ask it. I have this page up. This is our main context, so I'm not going to highlight anything. I'm going to say, can we pull the generate password logic out of the app component and into a separate function? Let's see what that does. We can extract generate password function from the app component and create a separate utility function. So here's how. This function can be placed in a separate file, password generator. Let's instead okay. I think the generator, okay. So let's see, pull the password generator factor out the password generator component into a separate file named password generator. Certainly, I think this is what I want. So it's kind of what I want. I want them to, I want it to be two separate components. So let's do this. I'm just going to go ahead and see to separate from the password strength indicator component. Let them share the password state. Okay. So certainly I'll create a new password generator.tsx component that will handle the password generation logic and state separate from the indicator component. Here's how you would refactor that code. Okay. All right, so let's create this new file. And we're going to save it in source components. And I should have copied it. Password generator.tsx. It kind of did it right. I need to rename it. Rename. Cool. So now let's go back over. Fun stuff. And see what changes are made in the app. So we need to pull in am I in the right one? Oh, it almost did what I want. I think I know enough to fix this. So I don't want the indicator in here. I'm on the wrong file. Password generator. I don't want it to use the indicator here. I want, let's see. So this and this come out. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Refactoring. Okay, so this is just the contents here. Oh, too much. All right. Cool. So password strength indicator, password generator. And then what I want to do is, did I just copy over? Because this right here, that out. Yeah, I messed up something. So I want that to be there. And then the strength indicator. I guess I forgot to do that. And password equal password. And then we're going to have our button, which I need to put back. So let's Okay, I'm going to steal this. And that's going to go right here. Handle password change, generate password. Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Okay, you know what? I am going to go with its suggestion. Yeah. My bad. Let's go with what it said. Didn't think this through. So this is our password generator. We're just going to paste that in. And then our app, we go down here. Insert that. Signed, never used. Should have went with the first one, I think. Password generator. Get rid of that state. Get rid of that. And then password generator. We don't have any props right now. Let's just get rid of that. Okay. Gosh. Yeah, we're just going back to the original way I did it. Cool. Yeah. And then this should be fine now. And I think really nothing has changed. Cool. So generate. Still a weak password. Okay, so that's good. So now we have the password generator, and okay. Let's go over to this, and we have the check password strength. And so let's ask, how is the password strength calculated? The password strength is calculated using a point-based system in the check password string function. Here's how it works. So the length of the password is 8 characters or longer. It gains a point. Lowercase letters, okay. Yeah, numbers, special characters. This function starts with a strength of 0 and increments. Final strength value can range from 0 to 5. So what are the minimum requirements for a password to be considered very strong according to this code? It needs to meet all 5 criteria. see, is there a better way to check password strength? There are more robust ways to check this strength. Here's an improved version that takes into account password length more granularly and considers the variety of character types used. Let's see, then this improved version gives more points for longer passwords, checks the variety of characters used, considers the number of unique characters, returns a score of 0 to 10. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I put in. Oh gosh, I'm putting in breakpoints. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to pull these functions out into their own utility file. I think that would be a good next step. So let's. Can we pull the generate password function out of the component? Okay. So let's do this. Let's go over here. And so now in source, we're going to have a new folder. It's going to be utils. And we'll do a new file. And this will be password logic.ts. And so we'll go back over here. And we will copy this function out. And we'll export it. Cool. And then we will make it use it. So update this component to use the generate password function from password logic. Here's the updated component. I don't think that's completely correct, but you can at least pull this part in. And we'll get rid of this. And I think that's going to be yeah, it needs a so this is now generate password like this. Oh, no, it's more places. Okay. This is probably not the best way. Let's just see what Tabnine has to say. Can this component be simplified? If so, how? Yes, this component can be simplified. One way to simplify it is by creating a reusable function for handling checkbox changes. This will reduce code duplication and make the component more maintainable. Here's how you can simplify the checkbox handling. Simplification will reduce repetitive code for each checkbox and make the component easier to maintain and extend. Yeah, I'm just like all of that. I feel like that's not the best, but that's fine. Let's go over into this, and I want to pull this function out as well. So we're going to put that inside of our, I lost the file. We're going to put that inside of our password logic. And we're going to export that. Cool. And let's go over here and make it use it. So I'm going to get rid of this. And we're going to import check password strength. So that should be happy now. I feel like this should be part of that, but because that would have to be updated, but it's fine. I tend to overthink things. Okay, so we got a couple components. We've got our password logic here that it's all doing. Let's run this build one more time, make sure what we are doing still works. So cool, it starts up with one. We can like turn this all off, and like now it can only use lowercase letters. We can include uppercase letters. There's still that kind of like race condition that we could probably end up fixing, inserting special characters. It's not the prettiest. Where are we at? Let's go. I feel like this could be just like a easy change. Okay, so here, this, and here. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to tell it to new conversation. Refactor this section so the labels are not in line, are in line with the labels. Wait, with the checkboxes, without affecting the functionality of the checkboxes. Ooh, I like adding that. Okay, so I'm going to insert that, save it, build. I guess it's just they're very big, but that's fine. I feel like it looks better than it did. We can leave it like this. Cool. So now I want to do some testing. So and I want to use Vitest. So how can I set this project up to use Vitest for testing? Let's see. So to set up Vitest for testing in this project, we need to make a few changes to your configuration and add some test files. Here's how you can do it. Cool. So let's install Vitest and related dependencies. Okay. Whoops. Down here. So we'll add those dependencies. We need to update our Vite config to include Vitest configuration. All right. So let's go into that. And I think we just need to add this test. Section here. Port defined React plugin. No overload matches this call. Vite.config. I don't know why it's upset about that. Okay, well, let's continue. So we need to set up tests.ts in the source directory. Let's see, insert. Add the test script to package.js. All right. All right. Clicked on the wrong thing. See, create a test for your password generator component. Renders without crashing. Nice. That's a great test, I think. Password generator.test.tsx. And we'll insert that. Now we can run tests. Interesting. Okay. See, fix this error. I think this might be like something with an updated version. Well, let's do this. Instead of just a basic test, let's go in and have Tabnine generate some tests for us. So I'm going to highlight the component here. Cool. And then I'm going to hit the test agent. So generate test plan for this code. Click continue once you've selected the code. I have a test file and it found it. So that's good. And so I'm going to hit continue. File already exists. Oh, I have a test file. Never mind. It didn't find it. It wanted to create the same thing. I can't. So generating a test plan. Let's see how it does. Okay, so that's the template. And okay, so it should generate a password with a default length of 16 characters. So let's go ahead and have it insert that. I think we need So this is jest and jest.mock. Update this to use Vitest. So I don't know why we have this weird thing with this with the screen. Okay, let's see if this runs. So the big thing here is whenever it calculated the test plan, the template it used jest instead of Vitest. So let's will this even run? npm run test. So one failed. What do we got? Cannot find module testing library DOM. Well, it's like, I want to give you all of these. But we have, I feel like this has been updated somehow. So, okay. Vitest, React, testing library, TypeScript. It was 1 year ago. This was pretty recent. Let's take a look. screen render. Wow, it's all red. Okay. Well, that's not helpful. So I don't think we have our testing library set up well. But I don't know how to do it. Screen. Let's do. What one were we doing? We were doing the password generator. Okay. So let's go back into that file. All right. We're going to go back over here. We're going to do a new test plan. Select the function. There's no code lens. Okay. Generate test plan. Continue. I have a test file. We're going to select it. Continue. I feel like it selected module. Oh, it just changed. Okay. So let's just say should update password length when the length input is changed. It's going to generate a test here. Cool. So rendering. That. Do we see anything that's? So let's go ahead and insert that one in. Let's see what it complains about. Fire event. I think it's like user event. Whoa. Okay. Update this to use Vitest and React testing framework. The same. Okay. I think this is definitely a feature that I need to play with more, because I just might not be doing it right. So if we, oh no, don't generate another one. Okay. I should probably read the manual. That's what I'm getting at. New test plan. Let's check out the user guide, which it went over here. Oh, test. Okay. Well, other than the testing, I think we did a pretty good job of going from 0 to a working Chrome extension that we could package up if we wanted. So it's pretty, we can set the password length to 28 characters. Oh, that's interesting. It did it too fast. But we can generate big ones. We can copy them out. We can generate new ones. And we have a nice ecosystem where we can build it using React. We can use Tailwind. We can use Vite to bundle it all up into a distribution. So I think, because we're about to hit my 2-hour mark, so I think that's what we're going to do for today. And so I apparently shut off my screen sharing. So thank you all for joining me today. I'm going to call this a success. There's some things that I need to look up with our testing agents. Once you have that template set up right, then it will use the rest of your testing as context to generate other tests. So then you can get like full coverage. So definitely want to make sure that whenever I'm building a new extension, I have the proper tests to make sure that it does work. So we're working on that. But it was really nice to be able to kind of plan out how I was going to do this at the beginning by asking questions first, like how do you create one? And then slowly expanding on that with the things that I wanted. So I wanted to write it in TypeScript. I wanted to be able to use React to build it out. I wanted to be able to use Tailwind to style it. And so by asking Tabnine all of those questions, it came up with a number of steps that I was able to follow and get started with the base kind of hello world extension. And then from there, continuing to use natural language, continuing to use conversations, we slowly built it out and added features one by one. So I really enjoyed this because during every step of the way, we were able to do a build and do a refresh and kind of see how things were working. I'm a person that likes kind of instant gratification. I think that's why I went into like building, doing web dev, because it was really easy just to like refresh your screen, or shoot, now with hot reloading, you don't even need to do that. So yeah, so this was interesting. I'm going to be coming up with more things like this to do, simple examples, but just kind of like walking them through using Tabnine, using AI coding assistant to help me out. I will be back next week. So I'm planning to do these weekly on Tuesdays at 3 Eastern time, except for whenever I'm in Japan. So on the 24th of October, I'm taking off for Japan and I'll be on vacation for a couple weeks, so no stream then. But I'll be working remotely in Japan for the next 2 weeks. And so those are probably going to be at a slightly different time. It's going to work a little better with my Japan schedule. But I will keep everyone apprised. If there's anything that you would like to see me tackle, this is going to be a series of how to blog posts with videos from here, and I'd be happy to try it out. So if there's something that you'd like to see, shout out to at Tabnine, at it's Aydrian, post something in LinkedIn, a comment on the live stream video here on YouTube, whatever it is. But again, thank you for joining me, and I hope this was fun, and I hope to see you all again. And there goes Atticus. So we also got in our corgi sighting for this one. So here you go. Yeah. So matane, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Bye, everyone.